All right, we are live. The Real Housewives of Lagos, the reunion. Look, hey, this was a serious, dirty fight. Let me tell you, okay? Let me just give you one of the lines, okay? Sit put and watch this till the end, okay? Are you deaf? No, it's your father that is deaf. My father is dead. Then your mother is deaf. My mother is also dead. Then they are both deaf in the grave. Say what? The fight was dirty, like 100%, or should I say 110% dirty, okay? So it is just something else. Okay. Let's check our sound. Hello, 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 hello. Is our sound working? Let me see. Hello, hello, hello. Don't tell me that I'm having sound issues right now. Let's all see. Hello, hello, hello. Why is this not? Hold on. Let's try to get this. Let's try to get this. So sorry. It seems like we're having sound problem. We'll have to double check this before we go right in. Problem. We'll have to double check this before. Okay. So right now I think it's okay. The work has just started. Now that I want to film. Oh my goodness. I have to close the door. Please give me a second. Oh God, some neighbors are horrible. Like neighbors from hell. Okay. All right. So let's dive right in. Um, yes. Well, when you live stream, you can never be too prepared. Everything was set. I sat down, and then a sound was something else. So pardon me for that. 2 minutes now, and just been rambling. Okay, so sorry. So we're back. I hope I'm in a good position. All right, so yes, the Real Housewives of Lagos reunion, the reunion, okay, the reunion that we've all been waiting for, okay, we've all been waiting for this reunion, and now it is here. It was a big mess. The fight was just something else. Like I don't know. The show is giving. May I just start by saying the ladies all delivered, like they gave it their 100%. There's nobody that was on this show for the first season, this season one, that I felt like wasn't supposed to be them. Let's start with their looks, okay? The ladies came in delivering, okay? They all represented, they all looked good in their African attire, giving us the whole different Nigerian tribes and all of that. Okay, Yabo came in with Edo, Tiana, of course, gave us the Yoruba. It was just so good. Laura came in all dressed out. They were all looking fantastic. Um, Miriam came in giving us this Ibibio, I would say Ibibio ethic and Ibibio look. It was just something else. Okay, Chama came in looking all fly with it all covered up and everything. Look, Caroline also came in with the stripes fabric, and they all looked fantastic. Okay, they all looked beautiful, but the mess was on another level. All what we did not see from season 1 to season 11, they gathered it all, and maybe we'll call this season 12. Look, it was a hot mess. All right, so the ladies started. They walked in. Laura was the first. Laura came in looking all fly, looking all good. Okay, it started. The reunion started with them showing Uti, which is the host of the reunion show. Uti walked in and started going to the ladies' room. Okay, I guess in the hotel where they were lodged and all of that. So Uti walked in and started going to their rooms one after the other. Let me know what you think about my hair. Do you like it? Comment down below. That was just a joke. Uti walked into their rooms and started by, you know, greeting the ladies one after the other. Went into Yabo's room, hugged the Yabo, asked her how she was doing, or how she prepared for the show. Said she's ready, bring it on. Went to Tiana's room. All of them visited all the ladies, made sure they were all doing okay. And then he went back into the room where they were hosting, okay, where they were going to host. So he sat down. Then the ladies started walking in one after the other. The first person that walked in was Laura, okay. Laura was looking all fly, walked in, and hugged and kissed with the host, Sauti. And then I think Miriam, Iyabo, then Tony, and then Choma walked in, they hugged and kissed. And Sauti was quick to tell Choma that he was thinking that Choma would be the last person to come because she got the title of the latest person. Okay, she's always late to everything. All right, she was like, as she's working on it, she's you know, trying to change and all of that. So they greeted each other, hugged them up, and then they all sat down. When they sat down, Laura, now they had two giant couch that can sit 3 persons and a single couch. So the host Uti was sitting on a single couch in the middle, and by his right was a huge couch, and on the left a huge couch. Beautifully designed, everything looking fly. Uti looked good in his outfit and everything, just like the ladies sat. And then on his right was Laura sitting closer to the host. In the middle, Iyabo, and toward the other end, the Choma, but that was one couch. Then on the other couch, you had Tony sitting closer to the host, Mariam sitting in the middle. Caroline was nowhere to be found. When all the ladies walked in one after the other, greeted the host and all of that, Caroline was nowhere to be found, okay? So at some point, Sauti now asked the lady, what do they think? Do they think Caroline is going to show up? So on and so forth. And Choma was quick to say yes, she believes that Caroline is going to show up. Most of the ladies said yes. But then all of a sudden, Miriam started acting funny, you know, like doing her hands like this, like you know, like looking at her fingers, like so just talking, and like she didn't really want to acknowledge what Uti was saying, or like, girl, bye, she's not important, I'm not even going to waste my energy on her. And I was thinking, where is that coming from? Because they never showed us anywhere where these two had bad blood, except when Choma and Caroline came late to Miriam's dinner, which Iyabo was quick to address them. And I felt that, according to her, she even said Iyabo said a whole lot what she wanted to say, so that's why she didn't even say much, and she had already warned them prior that she didn't want drama. Okay, so we never saw anywhere where these two had bad blood. So I was like confused, like, where's this coming from, babe? Like, girl, come on, what's up? Why don't you want to say anything concerning? Why are you acting like you're having issues with what's it called? This person now? You get. But I was like, well, anyways, you never know. A lot happened behind the scenes that we did not see. All right, moving on. Look, I have my list here, okay? Because I told you, when I'm here, I always have to give you the gist as if you're watching it, because it's only on Showmax. And we cannot show you here. We cannot bring the videos here for you to watch, so we don't get copyright and strikes and all of that. So we have to break it down for you to understand. So give us a like, subscribe if you watch up to this point. Well, it is juicy, so going anywhere, you're going to miss the whole juicy gist. So just sit down tight and let's analyze this together. Moving on. Okay. Caroline was nowhere to be able to ask, and then made faces. Yeah, throwing shade already. All right. All right, so the first thing that the second thing, okay, after Uti, let's call it the second. So after Uti asked about if Caroline was going to show up, and the ladies were like, yeah, she will, and all of that. Then he moved on to Laura, asking Laura about her friendship, which was something that played out in episode 1, okay? In episode 1 in the Real Housewives, this is in 1. The first episode where Tiana was hosting her little baby's brand and all of that, launching her little baby's brand. And then she invited all the girls, and Laura got there. Laura was surprised that Caroline was also invited. And Caroline was not only invited, but Caroline was so lovey-dovey with Caroline was so lovey-dovey with what's her name? With Tiana that was hosting. Sorry, I got distracted by the sound I heard outside. All right, so that was something to Laura, and Laura said it in a confession in that first episode, that what's going on? She told me both of them are not in good terms, and why are they both laughing and joking and falling on each other and acting like they're best of friends now? Like, I don't get it. So that, and during that event also, when Iyabo, I think it was Iyabo that asked if Choma knows Laura, or if Laura knows Choma, and Laura was quick to say, yes, of course, I know Choma. Choma is my friend, like we are friends. And when it was Choma's turn to respond, Choma said, no, we are not friends, but she is a good hair client. You know, she has a brand called the Good Hair where they sell hair products and all of that. They also have restaurants. And she claimed that Laura has patronized her so many times. Laura comes to eat there, sends people to her, buys hair, sends her friends to come buy hair from her. So they had a very good client relationship, but they were not friends. Did Laura do a huge U-turn on this reunion? Yes, you guessed it right, if that's what you said. Laura smiled, turned, and looked at the host, Uti, and said, yes, Choma is 150% correct. Did you hear me? I said 150% correct that she and Choma are not friends. Like at that moment, I just froze. I wanted to jump off my seat. I was like, girl, bye. Nah, 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 nah. You aren't doing this. What? What? Are you serious? She's like, yeah, Choma is 150% correct. We're not friends. I used to patronize her business and all of that, but you all know me. She's trying to make herself look good. You all know me. I'm this bubbly kind of person, Laura. I just see everybody as my friend. I call everybody my friend and all of that, but we were not really friends. But I just felt like, okay, being patronized, I buy a little bit, talk, see, and all of that. So I just thought we were friends. So I just said that, but she's right, 150%. There's nothing she said that was wrong, that was a lie, you know. But yes, we're not friends. I used to patronize her business, and I was like, girl, bye, come on, you should have just said that. The way you said it with your full chest, and you even carried this grudge for a very long time, feeling like she embarrassed you, and a whole lot of people were rooting for you. That come on, she should have just admitted that both of you were friends. You even said somewhere, I don't know, episode 2 or 3, where you said, yeah, you people used to go to the club, you were rubbing her back where she was puking and all of that. So you really made it look like you and Choma were really, you know, click kind of thing, but no, you were just a good hair fan. Laura, girl, bye. Moving on. All right. So okay. All right, so moving on, the next question was still for Laura. They asked Laura, who told Laura that Caroline said a lot about her in the beach house. Now, remember, when Iyabo hosted them, Iyabo took them it was Iyabo host, no, what I think, yes, took them to the beach house and all that, which Laura didn't go because she said she had phobia for water, so she couldn't go. She didn't join them on that trip, but she went to Dubai anyway, and there was water in Dubai also, because they had a yacht. But anyways, we'll get that. Anyway, so she was asked who told her that at the beach house that Caroline said a whole lot about her. Okay, Laura said nobody told her anything, but it was obvious that somebody, of course, told her something, but Laura didn't want to throw whoever the person, of which a lot of people suspected it to be Tiana, but Laura didn't want to throw the person under. But so Laura said nobody told her. It was just her own way of trying to let one of the housewives know that she doesn't like her and let her stay far away from her, and that she doesn't want to get involved in anything that is going on with her and things like that. So she just wanted to show and all of that. So that was where the whole thing was coming from, where she was talking to Iyabo at the salon, at the spa, and she was telling her that she was going to slap her. She was going to slap her. She said so many times. And Iyabo said that when she was explaining to her that she heard that Caroline said a whole lot about her, and if she was there, she was going to give Caroline a dirty slap and all of that, that she had mentioned that Tiana told her that these are the things that she said, Caroline said about her, okay? But now when they were asking her in the reunion, she didn't mention Tiana's name. She just said that she heard, okay, and that she just wanted to let one of the housewives know, which is Caroline, that don't mess with me, I'm not messing with you, that they've had issues even before they came into the show together, okay? But she found out that one of the housewives is going to be Caroline, that they've already had issues before and it had nothing to do with the show, but she just wanted her to know that stay in your lane, stay in my lane, I don't mess with you, I don't back with you, stay in your lane, okay? So moving on, after after that, they now asked, okay, Laura also added that she was really surprised that Caroline at the beach house said the least when she watched the show, because you know after came and all of that, we all watched together. As we, the viewers, are watching, the people on the show are also watching. Okay, the housewife, they're also watching along with us. So Laura stated that when she watched the show, she was shocked, she was flabbergasted at the level of what other people said compared to what Caroline said. That among all the ladies, that Caroline was the one that said the least thing about her in the beach house and all of that, and which is true. Iyabo was the person that said the most. So that's why when she even went to the spa with Iyabo and complaining to Iyabo, I was like, what the heck are you talking about? Iyabo was the one mimicking you. Iyabo stood up and talking like Laura. Laura have not said it. So Iyabo said the most. So if there was anyone to be attacked, it should have been Iyabo, logically, right? But because she had this bad blood with Caroline already, even if Carol says hello, she's still going to attack her. She's still going to bash Carol. That's just how I see it. Okay. So anyways, she was like, she was so surprised to see that everyone said a whole lot about her. And the least person that said something about her was Caroline. So then Iyabo now, that's when Iyabo now added that it was Tony that told her, and that Laura actually repeated that 3 times. That when Laura said it the first time in the spa, she acted like she didn't hear it. She wanted Laura to repeat it again, and she asked her again, and you said, who told you that Caroline said? And she repeated it, that Tony told me that Caroline had a whole lot of things to say about me in the beach house, and I was not there, and that really made me upset. If I was there, I would have slapped her. You get. So 3 times Iyabo made her to repeat that statement. That's why when Iyabo went for a run with Choma, she told the whole story to Choma. And of course, Choma is bestie with Carol. So of course, anything Choma hears, Carol will hear. So that's how Carol heard about it, that led to the fight at her event. All right. So moving on. Introducing Miriam. Okay, introducing Miriam to the show. All right. Let's see. All right, so now they moved on to Caroline. They moved on to the introduction of Miriam, which was a kind of when they had to go for Choma's event in Abuja, right? That was when they said you can bring a plus. Choma said you can bring a +1, and Tony brought her +1. That was when they introduced the 6th lady, which was Miriam Tima, and they were talking. I was like, okay, where are we going? Trying to guess where. And they're like, would you want to come see the girls and see what I've been working on, see what I've been doing? She's like, do you think the girls will like me? I was like, Tony was like, who cares? You're exactly like me. Anybody that doesn't like you, the person have issues, not you, not me, and all of that. So who cares? Just come along, let's go and dig it. So yes, of course, she went to Abuja and they were all together. And if you remember on that episode, she complained bitterly that when she walked into the room where all the ladies were gathered for the 9th party or the 9th party setting, they were doing whatever they call it, and all of that. All the ladies, according to her, greeted her very well, warmed up to her, hugged, kisses, and shook hand properly. But the only person that gave her a handshake like so was actually Carol. And that was a big deal for her. She really was so bitter that at some point I was really thinking, like, I was like, I was thinking, don't you think off camera Tony would have said something to this lady? Because the way this her friend is talking about this handshake, it's no problem. If the person shook you like this, truly. And they really didn't show that part very well. But later on, when they did show it, it seemed like she really gave her a full handshake. I think that's what I saw. Leave in the comment below what you saw. She gave her a full handshake like so, and she passed on to the next people. Okay. And I feel like if you felt some kind of way, you should have just asked that there and then, like, babe, come on. And just like she shook me as if I had coronavirus and this and that and all of that. Miriam had a whole lot to say. And it was just obvious that it seemed like she already had a lot about Carol, that she didn't even like Carol already, even though she had not had any encounter with Carol one-on-one. She just had her reservations already because of what she might have heard. Okay, this is just my own opinion. All right. All right. All right, so I'm trying to get this. All right, so yeah, she said she was. Miriam was like, I was offended. Okay. All right, so now first of all, she was like, that was the first, but that was not even the major thing where she had issues with Carol, because they're asking her like, what's the problem? She was like, she was offended when Carol treated her as if she was sick, she had coronavirus, and so on and so forth, but that. Another thing that really got her, like the main thing that got her, was when she watched the show. You know, the main thing happened when they watched the show, because, you know, they all talk together, they quarrel, they do everything, but their confessional is where they really spill, okay? Well, if you watch the show, you will know that the confessional is where the ladies really spill the tea, okay? Why do I feel like I'm not In the middle, okay. All right, so during the confessional is where you will see that the ladies are really spilling tea, okay. So when she watched it, according to her, now Miriam is talking, that when she watched the show with all of us, that was when she noticed that Caroline was saying in her confessional that, come on, it's not everything you've done in your life that you have to say in public or say in front of strangers. I can't even believe that this lady has done all of this. Wow, she's taking this, she's taking that, she's taking that. And I hate the fact that she's always saying bitches, 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 bitches. And that's exactly how Caroline said it. And it was so funny. She's like, come on, get another vocabulary. Everything must not be bitches, 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 and all of that. So that was Caroline's words in the confessional. And that was what Miriam said upset her. Okay, that Caroline should please be quiet and stop pretending that everything that Miriam said she had done, because they were, you know, to dare and all of that, they were doing. So, have you kissed again? Have you done this? Have you done that? Miriam was just drinking. Even Laura, that is extra, said Miriam was extra, and Miriam is doing too much. Like, even Laura, like the drama queen, acknowledged that Miriam is another character on a different level. But I feel like Miriam just came in being open, being cool with all of them, even though she didn't know all the girls. She just was drinking, like, okay, kiss the girl, yes, I've done it. Do this one, yes, I've done it. Dress up, yes, I've done it. And anything that they just said, she was just drinking. And I believe she also wanted it to be fun, because maybe she felt like some of the ladies were holding back. Even if they've done it, they don't want to admit it on camera and things like that. So yeah, but she was upset that Caroline had a lot of these things to say, and she said she doesn't understand why Caroline is pretending, because Caroline has actually done worse. That her name is on the streets, and the streets is talking. Trust Uti. Uti wanted to bank on this one. Okay, this is the one Uti wanted to take to the bank. The streets are talking. It's like, what do you mean when you say the streets are? You're like, yeah, the streets are talking. She didn't want to expand shades or say more, but if you know, you know, you understand why she said that. Okay, so okay, she said, yeah, the streets are talking, and she's like, what are you talking about? All right, so yes. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I think so. Laura, okay, Laura. Okay, then Uti went further to ask Laura, the drama queen. Okay, she now asked, Uti now asked, who is the real Laura? Like, who is the real Laura? Because we don't understand the Laura we saw on Instagram, or the Laura we know on Instagram, and the Laura now know that Uti is following also comments and watching what people are saying and everything. You know, if you get a host, you have to watch all and also read comments from Twitter, Instagram, and all the platforms and all that. So she was like, who's the real Laura? Because fans are saying the one they know on Instagram is this bubbly, full of life, positive, this, that. But the Laura on this one is a drama queen, a kind of very different from the Laura on Instagram. So can you please tell us which one is real? Is it the Instagram or is it this one? And Laura said, I'm a bubbly. Now, these are her words. Okay, I wrote them down. Okay, anything I just feel like I'm kind of giving, like, I like to bring the whole details so you get it, so you feel like you're watching the show. So Laura said, I'm a bubbly. These are her words. So I'm looking down because I have my notes here. She said, I'm a bubbling. I love life. I'm emotional and I hold grudges. And Uti was like, wow, look at me. I'm thinking you're someone that doesn't, you look like someone that doesn't hold grudges. But look, she was like, of course I do hold grudges. If I have issues with you, I can drag it for 1, 2 to 3 years and even more. I don't let go easily and all of that. And I was like, of course, Laura, you look like someone that likes wahala, gongoni, like you love wahala. Chineke. As in, wahala is something, it's your second name. Like, when you see Laura is written all over her, drama queen. Like, she loves the drama and she would drag it, okay, for the life of her. Okay, so when she said that, I really felt like, yes, bubbly, Laura looks like a bubbly person. Fun-loving and all of that, yes. But wahala, she is set in to do that wahala thing with you if you bring it on, okay? And she's ready to be the first to also bring it on. That's Laura. But anyway, she said she holds grudges. Then, moving on to Choma's title. So like, Choma, you were always late to the show. Was it on purpose? She was like, well, not really. Sometimes I had incidents, some of that, you know, she didn't want to, she hinted like sometimes it's the show's fault, but she knew how to really put it in a way that if you don't listen properly, if you were not kind of really focused, you will miss it. But she was like, sometimes it's her fault, sometimes it was like the show's fault. But yeah, anyway, that she apologized, and she noticed, watching the show, she noticed that it was really, really rude, mostly when they went to Miriam's home 5 hours later for something that was supposed to be lunch, and now it became a dinner and all of that. But anyway, that they apologized, and the ladies accepted their apology, and they're moving on, and she's trying to get better by coming earlier to whatever gathering and whatever they have to do, and so on and so forth. And then in the last episode, where she and Tony butted head, she was the first person that got to the painting place. Choma got there first, and she was like, "Yeah, I got here first. The late comment, I'm doing better," and all of that. And she also talked about how she's trying to get better, and that they should give her a crown and a sash to go with it for the most late comer, whatever the title she gave herself. So of course the show pulled through. And Uti was like, "We have your present for you. Okay, we have the crown is not available right now, but yeah, we have your sash." And Uti pulled out the sash with the best late comer or something like that. She was like, "I don't want to. Anyway, I'm going to take it." And then Uti stood up and put the sash on Choma, and they all laughed about it, and they sat down. Massage. Okay. And then, Uti also asked Choma that, because some of the ladies, I know that somebody that he said that a whole lot was Tony. She's like, people feel like you are coming late, like you are fashionably late to every event just because you want to, come in with a grand entrance. And she was like, it has nothing to do with coming in with a grand entrance, and that even if she gets there early and all of that, that it's not going to even change anything. That if she's coming in with grand entrance, it's still going to be the same thing. That she's not doing it just because she wanted to come in with, a grand entrance. Okay, the next thing. All right, so they moved on to Miriam's home. When Miriam hosted them, the lateness, and Laura was okay. They started asking the ladies why all of them, they didn't say their mind. It was like all the ladies actually spoke. Iyabo spoke first, Miriam spoke, and every other person chimed in something. The only person that didn't say a thing was Laura. Okay. That at that place, she was offended. Now she was the one before they arrived, before Caroline and Choma arrived. Laura has been saying, "This is food. If you come late, let me know so I can put my kids to bed. I can do this, I can do that. If I start making up and start leaving the home, and left this afternoon, we've been here for many hours and not here. Let's just do it." And she was talking a lot. So I was expecting her to really pour out her mind and let the ladies know how she felt when they arrived. But she didn't do any of that. She was just acting like she was high on something. She drank a champagne and she doesn't take alcohol. Now she feels kind of dizzy. Now she is drunk. Remember, on that table, she even attacked her friend Tony, when Tony was trying to calm her down, like, "Babe, what's up with you? You're just everywhere." When I reviewed that episode, I even talked about how her button was even open, her breast was almost out, and all of that. She was just acting drunk and all of that. But yeah, but the actress says she's an actress. She knows these things, that Laura was not drunk or anything, that Laura was just acting. Okay, Laura was saying how she was bored, how she didn't know how to eat this, embarrassing herself, and a whole lot was just going on. But she never ever addressed the ladies. She didn't say a thing to the ladies, even though she was the one that was really fired up among all of them, even more fired up than the host, Miriam, right? That they were in her home. Okay, let's see. All right, so the next day, the next day was the day that Choma was preparing for her foundation, where she was going to give out gifts to little kids, like school bags and school stuffs for little kids and widows. She gave them like food stuffs and so on, her foundation and all of that. And Carol came to support her also to pack up the items. They had so many items and all of that. They were dressed on nice, jeans, red shirt with the write-up, her foundation name on it, and they were just preparing for it. That was the next day. And that was when Laura decided to send that long text message that is like what they write in Wayeka Jambo Neko. If you're Nigerian, you know what I'm talking about. All right, so since it's the Real Housewives of Lagos, we have to use Nigerian stuff as an example. All right, so that was when Laura sent in that message. And plop, plop, plop. Now, already, according to what Choma was actually explaining, Choma said, as they were packing, she was talking to, I think, Iyabo on the phone, and Carol was talking to Miriam, or she was talking to Miriam. Anyways, they were just talking about what happened in Miriam's home the previous day and how Laura behaved and everything. As they were in that spirit of gossiping Laura already, Laura is in her home, oblivious to what is happening. And Laura sent in that long text message calling out the ladies. And that was when Caroline got fired up, and Caroline started firing back with text messages. And that was when Caroline said that Laura was pimped to a governor of one of the 36 states. We don't know, they didn't mention the state. So it's one of the states in Nigeria, okay? There are 36 states in Nigeria. So they're like, Laura was pimped to one of the governors when the president came to Lagos for an event, and all the governors were invited, or majority of them, and it was big celebrities were invited and all of that. That's Laura was, you know, pimped, and you know, so that was the back and forth that was going on. But they're asking Choma that it seemed like Choma was egging on Caroline when they were together. But then when the fight broke out between Laura and this, that Choma just sat pretty. Choma sat like the Queen of England. Choma didn't move a finger. Choma didn't do a thing. Choma didn't try to hold her friend. Choma didn't try to fight for her friend. Choma didn't try to talk on behalf of her friend. Choma was even upset that Carol threw her under the bus. So they're like, why does it seem like it? She was like, I wasn't egging her on. We were talking on the phone actually with two other housewives when Laura's messages started coming in, and we decided we're going to ignore her. But Carol decided she wasn't going to ignore. She was going to respond to her that it is too much already. So that was what happened. All right, let's move. Let's see what's next. All right, and then Sir Uti, the host, turned to Laura and asked Laura that why did Laura send that message, and did Laura feel like that message was okay to send to the group? And Laura said she sent that message. She didn't think that was malicious at all. And I was like, Laura, come on, man. If that text message that they showed on screen was what you sent, you cannot say that was not malicious. You cannot say that you were thinking that message was going to bring kisses and hugs to you. You cannot say that you were thinking that was not going to bring fight and things like that. So I disagree when you say you feel like you didn't think it was going to be malicious, and you feel like what Caroline responded with after seeing the text was just too much, just over the top. The tourists, they're screaming and singing. I'm thinking, what's going on? Summertime is always chaotic in the islands. All right, so when Achina said the response of Carol was just over the top, and she did not get it why it was even that she was just pouring out her heart, letting them know how upset she was and all of that, but that the response was too much. Okay. Okay, so when okay, so let's see what next. Carol, it was a build up. All right. So when Miriam was talking was when Carol walked in and sat, and Caroline sat at the end. So it was now Toyin, Miriam. They already started the show already before she came. She came in late. Okay, so Laura, some of the ladies, they've already spoken before she came in. When Miriam was talking was when she actually came in, because at this place where they asked why Laura didn't the lateness, and when they were talking about all of that, that was when okay. Hello? What?
Can you come and clean the fish?
I'm coming. I'm not through. I'm still on the video. Let me round up. I'm coming. All right. All right. Let's round up, and then I move. My attention is needed downstairs. All right. Okay, so we continue. All right, so Caroline came in late and sat down, and she was like, it was not really anything, and that the build up and all of that was what actually got to like that made her to explode. That it wasn't really just the text message, but she's been tolerating Laura for a very long time. That was what made her to just explode and blast Laura. And does she feel sorry? Does she feel sorry? No. Will she take back her word? No. But should she have said it? Hello, Yo-Yo. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you. So she said, should she have actually, you know, said it on camera that no, she shouldn't have. But yeah, it is what it is, that she will not take her words back. Okay, so moving on, let's see. Laura addressing the pimping situation. Laura addressing the pimping situation. The one thing she had to say. Oh, really? It's still very early your time. I've been trying to do this review since on Friday. My weekend has been so busy. And I'm like, no. I have a few minutes. I just finished taking a call. It's lunchtime now. I have to go downstairs, but I have to round this up, or else I won't do this till weekend. And I don't know if this Friday part 2 is coming out. So we have to squeeze in content creating. You guys see, okay? So it's not a joke. Thank you so very much. Go back and sleep. You can watch the replay later. All right, so yeah. Okay, Kara said it was a build up, and yeah, okay, addressing the pimping situation. Laura said that she's married to an Igbo man and that she cannot cheat because it's a taboo. I think all in Nigeria, I think it's a taboo actually. If you're married and you're cheating, it's traditionally it's a taboo, okay, and you must do cleansing and all of that. But Laura, that is not strong enough excuse, because there are still women that still cheat, and they are from all the different tribes of Nigeria, and men that cheat and they don't. You get. It is what it is. That was not a strong excuse anyways, and you cannot actually tell someone how to fight. Laura saying that she sent that message, what Caroline response was too much. You cannot say her response was too much when you fully know that, babe, this is what it is. When you fight, you fight. People come in with machine guns and everything to fight. You don't tell someone, okay, I'm coming with a pistol. Don't come with a machine gun. Or don't bring a nuclear bomb. It's a fight, okay? Survival of the fittest. Who's going to win the war? That's what it was. So Caro came in prepared to blast and finish you. So that was what that was. And Caro responded by saying, you feel like you have a husband. Well, me too, I have a family. And if I was not in the work, oh yeah, and then she asked her how, and then the host asked, do you know, are you really sure that she was pimped? Were you there? Were you in the room? She was like, well, I was not in the room when she was doing her thing, okay? Just like she was not in the room when small boys were digging me also. And I felt like that really made sense. And some persons felt like Kuti was taking sides. I think Kuti was being careful, knowing very well that he's hosting ladies, that their heads are hot. If you will do anyhow, he will see anyhow. That's how I saw that part. So, and I feel like Caroline was very quiet and matured in her response and everything. That was great. Kudos on her side. Okay, so moving on. Okay, so number 9, we have the fight of Tony and Laura. Okay, then Tony was upset. Laura was like, Tony said a whole lot about me, and I was so surprised we're friends. And Tony was like, yeah, we were friends. I stood up for you. I defended you. I followed you when you cried. When I cried, did you follow me? You did a whole lot of things, shading me. When the ladies would come and tell me, this person is not your friend. Laura is not your friend. Why do you support her? Why do you keep following her? Why do you doing this? And all of that. Laura was like, I will never say a thing like this about my friend. I don't know why you're saying, like, my friend Tony will say this about me, talking about when she said, was I there in the room? In her confession, she said, was I there in the room when Caroline and Laura was doing their pimping thing? Just like, come on, I didn't expect all those kind of, and a whole lot of things that she said about me. I didn't expect. This person was like, well, when you're my friend and you're treating me like shit, when I give it back to you, you see how it feels, and all of that. Okay, then let's see. Yeah, just really, Laura really fixed on that point that Tony was really bashing her and so on and so forth. All right, then number 10, where is the main fire now? Tony and Carol's fight. Okay, so they started by asking the two of them, and Tony said 12 years ago, both of them used to be friends. That's Caroline and Tony. That both of them, they used to be friends and so on and so forth. But then they fell apart and they stopped speaking over the years until they started the show. That was when they started speaking again, and that she doesn't really understand where this whole thing is coming from. And then Carol started by saying, we were only friends for like 2 months or 2.5 months, and then I kicked you out of my house, trying to explain like what happened. Tony just kept interrupting her. Like Tony was interrupting her from everywhere. That was when she was talking. She was trying to talk. Tony was interrupting her. I was like, "What do you mean?" At first, you said we met in a polo club or a club settings, and at a second now you're saying you wanted to write proposal for me. What proposal do you want to write for me? She was like, "Who are you talking to?" Yes, that's how we met. I was supposed to write a proposal for your business. That's Carol was supposed to write proposal for Tony's business. And then Tony was like, "Who are you to write a proposal? What do you know how to write?" And Carol was like, "What? You drop out from Lagos University? You have something to say to me? You don't have anything to say with you?" And all of that. And then it just skyrocketed. They started insulting each other, calling each other names, and all of that. And then she was like, "So why were you saying we met? Well, why are you?" She was like, "When I was saying it here, were you not here? Are you deaf?" That was what Carol responded to Tony. And then Tony, on her own side, said, "It's your father that is deaf." It was Tony first that told Caroline that Caroline's father is deaf. And Caroline said, "It is your father that is deaf." And Tiana said, "My father is deaf." And she said, "Then your mother is deaf." She said, "My mother is deaf. My both parents are deaf." And said, "Then your both parents are deaf in the grave." It was messy. The fight was messy. They started calling at each other, insulting each other. Caroline came in, Tony came in with Yoruba, started insulting her in Yoruba. Caroline came in with, I don't know, Calabar, Efik, Ibibio, Akwa Ibom. I don't know which one she's from. They speak similar language. I apologize to you, people speak similar. So I don't know exactly where she's from. I don't know if she's Cross River, Calabar, or Akwa Ibom. I don't know. Efik Yoruba, Efik Calabar, something. She was just started with the Ibibio language. I'm just put it that way. That one, they started butting head, insulting each other. It was highly, highly, highly messy. These ladies, they fought dirty. Okay, they fought really dirty. All right, and then they showed us also the snippets of part 2, and it is getting even more messier. Okay, so stick around with us as we are going to do the analyzing of the next episode. Thank you very much for joining me on this episode. I wish I could analyze more, but I have to go. I have stuff to do. I was supposed to analyze this since on Friday, but I didn't have the time. Thank you also very much for watching. I know you guys love watching my review, so I had to find time to come do this review. I'm so sorry. My plate is full. Like, my plate is full. I have a lot to do. Okay, I hope that in the future we'll have more time to sit down and really analyze and bring in hosts, and we all host together. But thank you so very much. This is the Real Housewives of Lagos reunion part 1. Okay, so we're expecting part 2 and more. We don't know how many parts they have it, but yes, thank you very much for joining me. God bless you. For 2 minutes we're done. Yeah, okay, bye everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you. Big kisses.